Hey, what's up everyone? Get up. This is Valoramous. Today's DJ tutorial, we're going to talk about where to set your initial cue point when you first load your tracks into your DJ software. We'll hop into Rekordbox, which is my DJ software of choice, and I'll show you my method for setting the initial cue point. Okay, so this is Rekordbox. This is what the interface looks like. So in general, when you establish that initial cue point, what you are trying to do is find the initial beat of the song that is still in the intro section. Now, if you're trying to drop a track on the one, it can be helpful to have that initial beat or cue point be the first beat of the first verse, so the listener immediately knows what the song is going to be, especially if you're scratching that track in. But in general, you want this to be the one beat of the intro section of your track. And how you find that is by going to the first transient. Now, however, going to the first transient does not necessarily mean that that's where you want to set your cue point, but that is a good starting point to find it. So initially, when you're making this decision, you are painting with a broad stroke to try to find that initial cue point. Now, on deck number one, you can see that the first transient is where you want to set that cue point, and you set the cue point by the yellow button on your decks or in your DJ software, which says cue. Now, if you have a track that begins with vocals or begins with very light instrumentals, your decision is a little bit more tough because you can see on deck B, the initial transient is not necessarily going to be the one beat of the song, which lines up with these red bars. And on this track example, vocals come in before beats actually come in. So if you want to start this track where the vocals begin, you may not be starting on the one beat. As you can see here, cue point A, which is where I established my initial cue point, is not the one beat because the one beat is right here at the red line. So when you're mixing this track in, you then have to keep that in mind when you're mixing it in, is you're going to be starting this track on an off beat. In this case, it's basically the two beat. So those are just a few examples of setting your initial cue point. If you think I'm forgetting something, please leave in the comments below. If you like this content, like to see more, please like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you.